Lads, tell me if you've been in this situation before. You're in a conversation and things start out all right. You're vibing and chatting, but sooner or later, you stumble. You start running out of things to talk about, and eventually the whole conversation just dies. You choke, completely frozen, waiting for that awkward silence where the other person loses interest and then you miss out on the opportunity entirely. It happens in the workplace, it happens at parties, and it happens on dates with women. People tune out and their faces look bored, or even worse, angry. This sucks, and you leave these interactions questioning your worthiness as a man. How can you connect with someone if you can't even keep the conversation going? Well, you're not alone, and you have nothing to be ashamed of. This is actually a common problem that all men experience, and the solution is very simple. So today, I'm gonna give you a simple technique that will allow you to keep talking forever without ever worrying about what you're gonna say next. First, let's look at the main reasons why you freeze up to begin with before cranking on to the magic answer. When I was younger, I struggled with this issue a lot, not just when it came to conversations, but also speaking in general. Now, the root source of this problem wasn't my speaking ability, it was actually the fact that I cared way too much about what other people thought of me. I didn't know it at the time, but I was heavily judging myself in all my social interactions, thinking that the other people would reject me or tell me to stop talking if I tried to speak up. You judge yourself before you speak because you fear that other people won't like what you're saying. This stops you from being able to say anything at all because you're always trying so hard to come up with the perfect sentence. Let me tell you something right now, there is no such thing as the perfect sentence. In fact, every social or dating situation, it doesn't really matter what you say, it matters much more how you say it. Communication is 70% nonverbal, so focusing on words alone will always be a losing strategy. The emotion and the intent behind your words are far more powerful, and this is where you should direct your attention. It's time to lower the standard for what comes out of your mouth and focus on developing the ability to just keep chatting. This is something very few people accomplish, and if you can achieve this new ability, you'll have no issues maintaining conversations or attracting new relationships. So here's a 5-minute exercise that you can practice every day in order to remove the mental judgments and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Commit to practicing this daily, and you'll see this problem cured for good. Step 1, find a quiet space. Take out a pen and paper and open up the stopwatch app on your phone. Go find a spot in your house where you won't be distracted and where you can speak freely with no disruption. Step 2, choose any letter from the alphabet. Hit go on your stopwatch and then come up with as many words as possible, starting with that letter. You have 1 minute to complete this exercise and get out as many words as possible. Don't overthink and don't judge yourself. There are no wrong answers, and the weirder, the better. As you speak the words, mark a tally and then add up your final score at the end. A quick note, these words can't be names, and you can't just repeat different variations of the same word. Step 3, add up your score. Now stop the timer and add up the score total. If you scored more than 20, then you're doing a pretty good job. If you scored more than 30, that's exceptional. Don't be too hard on yourself if you score less. This challenge is difficult, and some letters are obviously harder than others. Because of this, I recommend choosing a simple letter to begin with. Let's do a demo run right now, and I'll show you exactly what this exercise looks like. Starting with the letter C, let's put 1 minute on the clock and see how many words I can come up with. Cat, calligraphy, color, Calgary, captain, cool, colossal, calcium, caltrate, cornucopia, cattle, category, collection, coriander, celestial, celebration, ceremony, chatting, corner, caption, calculator, cow, country, capital, celery. Well, as you can see, this challenge is quite difficult. So again, Don't be too hard on yourself if this is your first attempt. Remember, the whole point is to not judge what comes out of your mouth. Just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Keep practicing this as much as possible, and over time, those improvisational muscles will become a lot stronger. Next time you're in a conversation, you'll find it a lot easier to keep the chat flow going. Your responses will be sharper and faster, and you'll prevent people from tuning out and losing any interest. Now, if you're struggling with things like approach anxiety, vocal projection, or how to lead in interactions, you may want to come along to one of our mentor meetups.
This is a weekly group coaching call full of other like-minded guys who've already solved these sorts of problems for themselves.
There's all kinds of support available if you need it, and just know that we're all in this together. Next steps would be to either shoot me a message on Facebook or book in a free call through the link in the description. So there we have it, boys. That's the single best technique I found to help you talk forever and never run out of things to say in conversations. Your challenge for today is to complete this exercise and then leave a post in the Facebook group. Let us know the letter you chose and the final score that you got from the end of it. We'll be checking everyone's results and giving away a little bonus surprise for whoever scored the highest number for that day. So good luck, lads. Looking forward to reading over your posts and results, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next challenge.